We are continuing on Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim Hilchot Shabbat, and we are starting today Siman Resh Tzadi Hey, which is the halachot of Havdalah that the Shaliach Tzibur does, and it's only a single Seif. The Ramah writes, "Ve'omrim vayinoam v'seder kedusha ba'arichud in Arvit of Shabbat." We say v'hinoam, and the seder of kedusha of ubaletzion kedei la'acher. Seder kedusha she'az chozrim haneshamot. That's the time that the neshamot of the reshaim, chutz min hakavod, they are returned to the Geinam. O bizman she'en omrim ve'inoam kegon shchal yom tov b'shavua en omrim seder kedusha. When you have yom tov falling on Motzei Shabbat, then you don't have seder kedusha, because this whole thing is not applicable. Aval omrim ve'iten lecha, but you do say ve'iten lecha. Now the reason of this, and again the Mishna Berura brings that there are those who say the psukim twice, right? Pasuk ve'inoam. Also, they say the pasuk of orech yamim, and ve'inoam they say it, and the orech yamim they say it twice, and Mishna Berura also says that the pasuk of V'hinoam should be really said standing up. You should say it me'omed. Now, the reason that you would double up and say the pasuk of Orech Yamim twice, the Kaf HaChaim brings multiple different reasons for it. Whether or not is because there's a Shem Kadosh, there's a holy name that comes from it, and therefore you need to say it in that way. The Tashbetz writes is because of the Gimatria, because there are 130 words, and that is the minyan of the Kohanei Hashmonaim, that they used to say this pasuk 7 times in the milchama, and they would win. So that's the multiplication of that equals the 130, and therefore it's brought even as a skula, and therefore the ot zayin is ne'elam in ve'inoam. Every person that says it 7 times, zayin times 7 times, nitzol mikol kle zayin. You'll be saved from kle zayin, which means weaponry and so on. So that's the Kaf HaChaim, the deeper, more mystical reasons behind saying it and saying it more than once. But the Mishna Berura says that you have to say the pasuk of Ve'inoam standing up, and the minimum that the person should do is that you should stand at least the pasuk of Ve'inoam if you can't stand in the whole paragraph of Ve'inoam. Now, the way we do it is we say the whole paragraph standing, and then by V'ata Kadosh we sit down. That's how we do it. But at least that pasuk should be said standing up for a person that can't stand up the rest of the paragraph. And says Shulchan Aruch in Seif Aleph here, this was just a preface, Mavdil Shaliach Tzibur Kedei Lehotzi Mi She'en Lo Yayin. We do say a Havdalah in the Bet Knesset. The Shaliach Tzibur says Havdalah to make sure that people who may not have their own Havdalah at home, they don't have wine or whatnot, they could be listening and fulfilling their obligation of Havdalah at the Bet Knesset before they go. Ve'nahagu, says the Ramah, Lomar ul Hazkir Eliyahu Hanavi b'Motzei Shabbat. The minhag has evolved to mention Eliyahu Hanavi on Motzei Shabbat, leitpalel sheyavo v'yibaserenu hageulah, to make sure that he's going to come as a format of tefillah, that he should be coming to give the besoret, the good news of Geulah. We know Eliyahu Hanavi is going to announce the coming of the Mashiach and so on. So we start the week in that way. Certainly the Sfaradim have different Shirot Shbachot of Eliyahu Navi that is mentioned. Some people say 101 times and so on and so forth. So there are different minhagim, and every community should continue their minhagei avot in the way they have evolved in the course of generations in different places that they come from. Says the Mishna Berura, a person that does have wine should really say havdalah at home, leotzi et kol bnei beto, to be motzi everyone at home as well. And he sends you to the halachot that is going to be discussed in next Siman, in Siman Resh Tzadivav. And the fact that we mention Eliyahu Navi on Motzei Shabbat is based upon a Gemara in Masechet Eruvin, Daf Mem Gimal, and the Gemara says, "Muftach le'en leYisrael she'en Eliyahu Navi ba ba'arvei Shabbatot v'lo ba'arvei Yamim Tovim." That Eliyahu Navi is not going to come on Erev Shabbat or Erev Yom Tov because Mashiach is not going to come then. So, but right after Shabbat, when that is off, basically, is the first time now after Shabbat that Mashiach could come. It's not a torach anymore. It's not a bother. Erev Shabbat will be difficult because it's a torach. And therefore, we right away daven once Shabbat passes, and he could be coming now, that we start the week with the hope. And, this is something hashkafically also very important, that our nation, we have stops and starts. Every week stops with Shabbat, starts afterwards. Every month you have the Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah, the periods of time, and we start each one of them with tremendous hope, right? And that's how it works over here as well. Motzei Shabbat, right away, we start with having the ultimate goal, the ultimate hope in mind of the Geula, and that's how we start our week. That basically concludes our Siman Resh Sadihei, and Be'ezrat Hashem will continue in Siman Resh Sadivav in the days to come.